Have you ever been jolted out of a peaceful sleep by a sharp, sudden cramp in your calf? One moment, you're dreaming. The next, you're clutching your leg, gasping through the pain, trying to rub it away in the dark. And as soon as it fades, you lay there wondering what caused it and whether it'll come back again tomorrow night. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Leg cramps are incredibly common, especially as we get older. For many people over 60, those tight, painful muscle spasms aren't just an occasional nuisance, they're a regular part of life. They show up at night, during a walk, or even while you're just sitting quietly. And no matter how many stretches you try, or how careful you are with your movement, they keep coming back. But what if I told you there's something else going on? Something most people don't even think about. Because more often than not, those cramps are your body's way of saying, I'm missing something. It's not just about age. It's about nutrition, specifically what your muscles aren't getting enough of. The truth is, certain foods contain minerals and nutrients that your muscles need to contract and relax properly. And when your diet is missing those key ingredients, your legs let you know. In the worst way. Now, here's the good news. This is something you can take control of. Gently, easily, and starting today. In this video, we're going to talk about 6 simple, everyday foods that can help prevent leg cramps, support muscle function, and help you feel stronger and more comfortable in your body. Let's start with one you may not have thought about in a while. Bananas. Now, I know they've become a bit of a stereotype. Eat a banana for cramps, they say. But behind the cliché is a very real reason this fruit is first on so many people's minds. Bananas are rich in potassium, and potassium is absolutely essential for keeping your muscles working smoothly. When your body is low on potassium, your muscles are more likely to spasm, especially in the legs. That's because potassium helps balance the fluid inside and outside of your muscle cells. When that balance is off, the muscles can contract suddenly and painfully, just like what happens during a leg cramp. And here's something many people don't realize. As we age, our kidneys become a bit less efficient at managing potassium levels. Add in common medications like diuretics, often used to treat high blood pressure, and you've got a perfect recipe for potassium loss, often without even realizing it. One banana a day can go a long way. And if you're someone who's not crazy about bananas, that's okay. You can also try blending half a banana into a smoothie with some yogurt and berries, or slice it over oatmeal in the morning. What matters is making it a regular part of your routine, because your legs are counting on it. Now let's move to something a bit more savory, sweet potatoes. These beautiful orange gems are more than just delicious. They're packed with muscle-loving nutrients like potassium and magnesium. Magnesium is another mineral that plays a huge role in how your muscles contract and relax. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can feel tight, twitchy, or even weak. And unfortunately, magnesium deficiency is very common among seniors, especially those who don't get enough whole foods in their diet. I remember a woman named Eileen. She's 72 and used to deal with leg cramps every single night. She was frustrated, tired, and honestly a little scared. Her daughter had been reading about magnesium and suggested trying sweet potatoes as a dinner side. Eileen wasn't sure at first, but she gave it a shot. Roasted, mashed, baked. She started including them a few times a week. After just 2 weeks, the nightly cramps disappeared. It wasn't magic. It was magnesium. Sweet potatoes are also easy to prepare and store. You can bake a few at once and keep them in the fridge for quick meals. They go great with a bit of olive oil, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or even chopped into a hearty stew. They're gentle on the stomach and friendly to blood sugar levels, making them a smart choice in so many ways. And now, let's talk about something green, leafy, and often forgotten when it comes to muscle health. Spinach. Yes, spinach isn't just good for Popeye. It's good for your legs too. Spinach is rich in both magnesium and calcium, two minerals that play a delicate balancing act in your muscles. Calcium helps muscles contract. Magnesium helps them relax. If you're low in either one, your muscles can get stuck, leading to cramps. That's why leafy greens like spinach are a secret weapon against leg pain. They help restore the balance. And here's the best part. You don't need a salad the size of a dinner plate to benefit. Just a small handful of spinach sautéed in garlic and olive oil can do the trick. You can stir it into scrambled eggs, toss it into a soup, or blend it into a smoothie. The flavor is mild, the texture is soft, and your muscles will thank you. I spoke with a gentleman named Harold, 79, former high school coach, proud grandfather of 5. He always thought spinach was rabbit food until his doctor suggested eating more greens to help with his nighttime cramps. Now he sought spinach with onions and eggs for breakfast 3 times a week. I still get the odd cramp here and there, he told me, but nothing like before. And my legs feel steadier, more awake. That's the beauty of real food. It's not about strict diets or expensive supplements. It's about adding what your body needs and letting those quiet changes ripple into big results. Your legs are with you every day. They carry you through the grocery store, across your living room, into the garden, up and down the steps. They help you dance at weddings, stand for photos, kneel in prayer. When they hurt, when they cramp, when they weaken, it's not just uncomfortable. It changes how you live. But it doesn't have to be that way. With just a few small shifts in what you eat, you can begin to rebuild what's been quietly fading. 1 banana, 1 sweet potato, 1 scoop of spinach at a time. We've already talked about bananas, sweet potatoes, and spinach, 3 incredible foods that can help soothe, strengthen, and support your legs from the inside out. But as powerful as those are, there's more we can do. Because when you're over 60, leg cramps don't just show up because of one thing. They're often the result of little gaps in your nutrition that add up over time. And sometimes, filling in those gaps is as simple as reaching into your fridge or pantry and grabbing something wholesome. Something that your body recognizes and welcomes with relief. That brings us to the next food, one that might already be sitting in your refrigerator, quietly waiting for its time to shine. And that food is Greek yogurt. Now, you might be wondering, what does yogurt have to do with leg cramps? Well, Greek yogurt is an excellent source of calcium and potassium. And those 2 minerals work together, almost like a dance, to support your muscles. Calcium helps your muscles contract, so you can take a step, bend your knees, lift your feet. Potassium, on the other hand, helps those muscles relax once the movement is done. Without both, your muscles can get confused. They tighten too much, don't release properly, and the result is that sharp, stabbing pain that wakes you up in the middle of the night. I remember chatting with Richard, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. Tough guy, big heart, but lately, he'd been feeling not so tough at 3 a.m. when the cramps hit. He wasn't into supplements, said he didn't trust them, but he liked yogurt, especially with a drizzle of honey. When I told him that Greek yogurt could help balance his calcium and potassium, he decided to try eating it before bed a few times a week. About 2 weeks in, he called and said, "I don't know what kind of magic is in that yogurt, but I haven't had a cramp since. And it's not just calcium and potassium. Greek yogurt also has a bit of magnesium and is packed with protein. That protein helps your muscles stay strong and recover after everyday use, because even walking around the house is exercise when you're 70 or 80. If you want to keep it simple, just enjoy a cup of plain Greek yogurt with some berries or a little cinnamon. If dairy isn't your thing, there are non-dairy versions made with almond or coconut milk that are also fortified with calcium. The key is getting that balance of minerals your muscles crave. Now, let's talk about something you probably don't think of as a leg health food, but trust me, it belongs on this list. Avocados. Creamy, rich, and oh so satisfying, avocados are one of the best foods you can eat for overall muscle health. They're packed with potassium, more than a banana, actually, and they're also high in magnesium. That means they help prevent cramps and also support your nerves and blood vessels, which keep your muscles nourished and responsive. But there's more. Avocados contain healthy fats, monounsaturated fats, that help reduce inflammation in your joints. If you've ever felt like your legs are not just cramping, but also stiff or inflamed, those good fats can help smooth things out. Think of it like oiling a squeaky hinge. Those fats cushion and support your muscles and joints so they move with more ease and less resistance. Mary, a former school teacher in her early 70s, told me she used to skip breakfast altogether. Said she never felt hungry in the mornings. But she started getting cramps after gardening and was tired of dealing with the discomfort. Her daughter suggested making a slice of toast with mashed avocado and a sprinkle of sea salt. Simple, quick, and surprisingly filling. After just a week of that small breakfast ritual, Mary said her legs didn't feel so heavy anymore. It's like they're moving more freely again, she told me. Avocados are easy to add to meals. You can spread them on toast, mix them into salads, or blend them into smoothies. And the best part? You don't need a big serving. Just a few spoonfuls give your body what it needs to function better. And now, let's move to something truly special. A food that might not be as common on your plate, but once you understand what it does, you might wonder why you waited so long to add it. That food is watermelon. Yes, watermelon. We think of it as a summertime treat, a fun fruit to enjoy at picnics. But what most people don't realize is that watermelon is packed with hydration, and hydration is one of the most overlooked causes of leg cramps in older adults. As we age, our sense of thirst dulls. That means we may not feel thirsty even when our bodies are already running low on water. And when your muscles are even mildly dehydrated, they become more prone to cramping. Watermelon helps with that. It's over 90% water, naturally sweet, and also contains a compound called L-citrulline, a natural amino acid that may help improve blood flow and reduce muscle soreness after physical activity. I spoke to a couple in their 80s, Pat and Ed, who started keeping a container of cubed watermelon in their fridge. They'd grab a few pieces after their morning walk or before bed. It wasn't just refreshing, it became their secret weapon against leg cramps. It's the simplest thing we've ever done for our health, Pat said, laughing. And now we look forward to it every day. Watermelon is also gentle on digestion, naturally low in calories, and loaded with antioxidants. Even if it's not peak season, you can usually find pre-cut watermelon in grocery stores year-round. And if you're not into eating fruit at night, you can blend it into a refreshing juice or smoothie with a touch of mint. It's soothing, hydrating, and surprisingly effective. By now, I hope you're starting to see a pattern. When it comes to preventing leg cramps and supporting stronger muscles, your body doesn't need extreme diets or piles of pills. It just needs to be nourished, gently, consistently, and with foods that bring balance back to your system. Bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, Greek yogurt, avocados, and watermelon, each one has a role to play. Together, they create a beautiful support system for your legs, for your strength, for your freedom. And here's the truth. It's not just about preventing pain. It's about protecting joy. Because when your legs feel good, you feel good. You walk with more confidence. You rest more peacefully. You move more freely through your day. You show up for life, not as someone who's slowing down, but as someone who's reclaiming control. Now that we've walked through these 6 incredible foods, bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, Greek yogurt, avocados, and watermelon, You might be surprised at how simple this really is. No gimmicks, no expensive supplements, just real, wholesome food that works with your body to restore comfort and strength. And that's the beauty of it, isn't it? We're not talking about some complicated health routine that takes hours or costs a fortune. These are things you can find at your neighborhood grocery store. Foods that taste good and feel good. And better yet, foods that help bring your legs back to life. Because when you've lived a full life, raising children, working long hours, making meals, helping others, it's easy to forget to care for yourself in the same way. But your legs, they remember everything. They've stood by you, literally, through every season. They've walked you into weddings, held you steady through grief, carried you across crowded airports and quiet, familiar kitchens. And now, as you move into a new season of life, one that should be filled with peace, movement, and joy, your legs deserve to feel good. They deserve to feel steady, energized, and pain-free. So let's take a moment to imagine that. You wake up in the morning, swing your legs over the edge of the bed, and instead of dread or tightness or pain, you feel something else. Stability, energy, maybe even a little bounce in your step. You head into the kitchen, make a breakfast that includes a little protein, a piece of fruit, maybe even some leafy greens. You feel nourished, grounded, ready for the day. No more tiptoeing through your day, worried about when the next cramp will strike. No more restless nights rubbing your calves, hoping the pain will pass. No more fear that your legs are slipping away from you. Just strength, just ease, just you. And I want you to know, this is possible. I've seen it happen. I've watched people in their 70s and 80s who could barely walk across the room find new strength just by changing how they nourish their bodies. Not overnight, not with miracle cures, but through steady, loving care, one bite at a time. And that's the key word here, care. This isn't just about avoiding leg cramps. It's about caring for yourself in a way that says, I matter. My comfort matters. My body still deserves attention and love. Whether it's a banana with breakfast, a baked sweet potato with dinner, or a small bowl of yogurt before bed, it all adds up. These small choices become quiet victories. And before you know it, your legs begin to respond. They start holding you up better, moving with more freedom, resting without those jarring, painful interruptions. And if you're someone who feels discouraged, maybe your legs have felt weak for a while now, or maybe you've had a fall and you're worried it might happen again, I want you to hear this. It is not too late. You are not past the point of improvement. Your body still responds to care. Your muscles still want to work for you. Your legs are still yours, and with the right support, they can carry you into some of the most meaningful years of your life. I've heard from so many people who've said, I wish I'd known this sooner. But I always tell them, what matters is that you know it now. You know what causes many of those leg cramps. You know the foods that can help. You know how to bring potassium, magnesium, calcium, and hydration back into your day through delicious, simple meals. You've got the knowledge, and now it's time to put it to work. Start small. Add one new food to your week. Pick the one that feels easiest or most appealing. Maybe it's cutting up a watermelon and keeping it in the fridge. Maybe it's adding spinach to your scrambled eggs. Maybe it's just putting a banana by your nightstand as a gentle reminder. One change, one step. That's all it takes to begin. And if you've already been eating some of these foods, celebrate that. You're ahead of the curve. Keep going. Your legs are thanking you even if they haven't said it yet. Now, before we go, I'd love to invite you to do something that might help someone else too. If this video gave you an aha moment, if something clicked, or if you're feeling a little more hopeful than before, leave a comment below. Share a tip, a thought, or a favorite way you've used these foods in your meals. You never know who might read it and feel a little less alone in their journey. And if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Not just because it helps the channel, but because this is a space where we support each other, where aging isn't something to fear, but something to walk through together with strength, with dignity, and with a little joy. Because you deserve to move freely. You deserve nights without cramps. You deserve mornings with energy. You deserve legs that carry you, not hold you back. Here's to stronger steps, calmer nights, and the simple power of food to heal, nourish, and renew. Here's to living your best life at any age.